You decided to start your podcast. You made your minimum plan for launching your podcast. You clearly defined your whys for your podcast. You came up with the episode flow for your podcast interviews or your solo episodes. And then you came up with your titles, descriptions, and your artwork plan. So now in this episode, we're going to be talking about the essential equipment that you need as a podcaster. If you don't know that much about audio equipment, then I would not overthink it. I would not look into alternatives. I would just pick what I'm between the options that I'm presenting you and just move on. Don't waste time. Don't create extra barriers to get in your way by saying, oh, well, is this mic going to be marginally better than this other mic? Just don't overthink it and just take these suggestions and move on. And you can always tweak it and get different equipment later as you get more familiar with everything. Let me preface this by saying that I had a guest, Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. He's got a YouTube channel. He got his first 1 million views on YouTube with just his cell phone. So if you don't have any money and you want to start a podcast, don't be afraid to just use your cell phone and go into a closet where there's lots of clothes that help with sound deadening and record your podcasts in a closet. Or even if you sit in a quiet room with your cell phone, it's not going to be perfect audio, but it's going to be decent and good enough just to get something out there until you can get a better mic. So don't let any of this stop you if you can't afford or don't have any money to spend. But I'm going to try to keep the costs as minimal as possible to get the best quality as you can. But just keep that in mind. If you can't do any of this, then don't let any of that stop you. You can still use your cell phone. Everyone's got a cell phone nowadays, or you can buy a used cell phone for pretty cheap if you don't. The first thing that you want to get is the microphone. By far, the most popular microphone in podcasting is the ATR 2100 and now the ATR 2100X. If you look on Amazon, you'll find it in there. I've got an affiliate link in the description. But basically, it's going to be anywhere from $60 to $100, depending on how the market is at the time. But it's going to be the best dynamic mic. And make sure that whatever mic you have or that you're using for podcasting is dynamic. If you don't have a dynamic microphone, then I strongly suggest just getting the ATR 2100. If you don't know if it's dynamic, look up the part number for your microphone and make sure that it is, because dynamic microphones are going to capture just the sound that's right around here. And even if I go this far away, it's going to change the audio that's being picked up. That way I can have lots of noise around in the house, pins dropping. The microphone's not going to pick it up. If it's not dynamic, it's going to just pick up everything around you. If the AC kicks on, you're going to hear it. So make sure that you have a dynamic mic. Don't overthink it. Just get the ATR 2100. It's what this mic is. They've got the ATR 2100X now. You can look on eBay for a used one if you want to save some money. But just get that mic. That's the only one to get. If you want to get a better mic, this is not the video for you, but I would start with the ATR 2100 regardless of where you're trying to go. Then you need a stand for the mic. So this stand here, I can move the mic, and it's roughly $15 to $20 on Amazon to get a stand for the mic that's adjustable so you can move it around and put it where it needs to be. I definitely suggest that as opposed to, actually the microphone comes with a small mic with like a little table tripod similar to like a tripod like this. But because if your desk is different heights and stuff, it's going to be hard to put it where you want. I would spend the extra $15, $20 to get a little stand. And then this filter that's over the microphone here. This filter is roughly $3 to $5 shipped on Amazon. So I've got a link in that in the description. It moves around on the listing, so the link might be broken in the future. But just go to Amazon, look for the pop filter for the ATR 2100, and you'll find one for $3 to $5 as like an add-on item for Amazon Prime. So it's pretty cheap to get one of those. Basically, all around, it should total around $100, depending on what you're paying for the microphone. I paid $60 for a new microphone, this microphone on Amazon. It fluctuates based on the market. You know, podcasting demand can go up, or, you know, coronavirus can happen and more people need equipment at home. So, you know, prices fluctuate, but you should be able to get it between $60 and $100 for the microphone. You should be able to get everything here that I talked about for roughly $100. The stand, the pop filter, and the microphone. And that's going to hook up through USB into your computer. So you don't need to have any extra equipment. It's very basic, and it's going to be $100 in equipment. If you don't have $100 to $120 to invest into starting your podcast, which I think most of you watching this will have, but if you don't, again, don't let that stop you. You can use your cell phone. Cell phones have pretty decent microphones nowadays. Just get in a quiet environment and then record using the microphone that you have. Don't let that stop you. And then, maybe in a couple months or however long it takes for you to save up $120, you can get the equipment that you need. So that's the essential equipment you need for podcasting. Now, if you're going to do video interviews and you want video with your podcast, you're going to be repurposing it for YouTube or maybe live streaming the video conversation, then I definitely suggest having a webcam. But I wouldn't overthink the webcam either. If you want to spend money, you can get the Logitech C920. That's by far the most popular camera on the market as far as a USB camera that Twitch streamers use, podcasters. Is by far the most popular webcam. But because interviews are going to be a split screen, or the focus is on the audio, don't overthink the video part. You can use the integrated webcam on your laptop if you have a laptop with a webcam in it, and that's going to be plenty good enough. The main thing is get good audio quality. That's the number one priority. Do audio quality first, and then you can always tweak the video or add the video later. But for podcasting, audio is by far the most important. Even for YouTubers, it's more important to have good audio than good video. That's the first thing everyone focuses on. Twitch streamers, you need to be able to hear the people that you're consuming the content from, and having a little bit of a fuzzy picture or non-ideal video is not going to be a big deal. So focus on audio first. And then if you want to do a video, Logitech C920, I've got a link in the description, or just an integrated webcam in your laptop is perfectly fine. And that's it. That's all you need for starting your podcast. It's not a lot of equipment. You're going to need roughly $100, $120 worth of stuff if you're doing audio only. If you're trying to get a nicer camera, maybe $150 to $200 total budget to get everything that you need. But that's not a lot. It's a one-time investment. Everything's going to hook up through USB into your computer, and it's all just going to work seamlessly. So don't overthink it. Just get these items. But if you're going to be using something else, let me know in the description. Like, what equipment are you using for your podcast? Or do you have stuff that you already have in your house that you're going to repurpose for your podcast? Just put in the description what you're planning to use as far as equipment goes with your podcast. Now that you got the essential equipment for starting your podcast, the next step is going to be get the essential software for starting your podcast. Everything hardware-wise I talked about is going to plug into USB into your computer. So we're going to be talking about the software in the next video. So stay tuned for that. As I've said in other videos, a lot of podcasters create online courses and charge for content like this. And I'm creating this and sharing this with you for free. And all I ask for is that you engage with the videos, you engage with me. So just hit the like button, leave a comment, maybe subscribe and listen to a podcast if it sounds like something you're interested in. But all I ask for is your engagement. So please engage and let me know that you're getting value from this content. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where we'll be talking about the essential software for podcasters. Thank you.